When the devil appears, you might find yourself face to face with patterns that seem to have a life of their own, perhaps addictions, compulsions, or ways of being that feel automatic, despite your conscious desires for something different. Sometimes this card arrives when we're ready to look honestly at the chains we have been wearing so long we forgot they weren't part of our skin, to notice where we've been choosing familiar discomfort over uncertain freedom. This card often whispers of the shadow work that can no longer be postponed, the recognition that what we resist persists, that the parts of ourselves we try to banish don't disappear but go underground, where they influence us from the darkness. Perhaps you're discovering that your greatest obstacles aren't external circumstances, but internal stories you've been telling yourself about what's possible, what you deserve, what you're capable of becoming. Sometimes the devil speaks to the moment when we realize our problems aren't actually the problem, that the way we've been trying to solve them has become its own kind of prison. Maybe you're noticing that your strategies for avoiding pain have created more suffering than the original hurt ever could, that your protective mechanisms have become barriers to the very connection and joy they were meant to preserve. The loose chains remind us that freedom is often closer than it appears. You might find yourself surprised by how much choice you actually have in situations that felt completely determined by outside forces. Perhaps there's an invitation here to examine where you've been giving your power away, where you've been acting as if you're at the mercy of circumstances that could actually shift with different choices. This card frequently appears when we're being asked to befriend our own complexity, to stop trying to be purely good or entirely spiritual or permanently positive, and start accepting that wholeness includes contradiction. Maybe you're discovering that your anger carries important information, that your sadness holds wisdom about what matters to you, that your desires aren't shameful distractions from spiritual growth, but essential fuel for it. The horned figure suggests that what we call evil is often just life force that's been distorted by denial. Perhaps you're ready to reclaim energy you've been giving to guilt, to redirect attention you've been spending on judgment toward more creative purposes. Sometimes the devil appears when we're prepared to stop fighting aspects